Hello, everyone. This is Zayami Eccles-Irwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the Assistant Director of the Texas Short Film Festival. Right now, we're gearing up for our Fall 2023 screening, which is going to take place on October 14th at Slab Cinema Arthouse in San Antonio, Texas. And today, I'm talking with one of our participating filmmakers. Liam Larriviere is the director of Mary Lou's Cat. Liam, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
A pleasure. Long time no see.
Actually, absolutely. And Liam has screened in several film festival circuit programs. Oregon Short Film Festival, we had a conversation then. You screened at Austin Micro, and now you are doing Texas. I just want to know, how has the festival run been for you? Well, what kind of festivals have you been in, and how's it been?
It's been good. It's been good. Got an honorable mention somewhere. I've gotten an award at, I think, Austin Micro Film Festivals, and it's made some semifinalist appearances. I know it had a finalist appearance at the Oregon Short. It's gotten into a small festival in Los Angeles for student films. I'd say it's doing pretty good for my first film, in the circuit. Not too shabby.
Excellent. Have you been able to travel around and attend some of these?
Yeah, just a little bit. About what was it now? Almost 2 months now, probably. I went up to Oregon on the weekend of July 17th, I think. That was a whole lot of fun. Got to see some old friends and catch up over there. Loved Portland. It was great. Haven't traveled anywhere else, though. Trying to keep it local. Plane tickets.
Okay, totally. And you're based in Texas?
Yeah, Austin. Yes, sir.
So how do you have any tips, for example, on getting the most out of these film festival outings?
Yeah, just at least from what I've experienced, I think it's great once you hit these festivals. I mean, if your film does well, that's fantastic, but it's never a guarantee, obviously. I think it's great to shake hands and see new faces. You never know the connections you make. I've met some pretty cool people
Totally.
at festivals who have got my number, or hey, loved your stuff, would love to work with you in the future. And I think that's what it's all about, is making connections and continuing to work on stuff, but
Absolutely.
furthering your reach with other people. And I think that's the coolest part about it, is the community.
Oh, totally. And it can be tough sometimes. I know you're really friendly right out the box, but it is tough sometimes for people who have trouble opening up and breaking the ice. And it's also a tense time because you kind of have a big piece of yourself on display. Do you have any tips for people who just have difficulty making that first step?
Oh man, I mean, I guess I don't show it, but I'm kind of an introvert myself.
Okay.
I think obviously, like you said, you're putting a lot of yourself on the screen, whether you're acting, directing, writing, whatever. It can be vulnerable. It can be very vulnerable. And I think the best way to get over that fear is to just kind of go in head first. If you sit there and you kind of, oh, I don't know what people are going to think about it, and you have that mindset, it's gonna freak you out. And it's freaked me out before.
Right.
But if you kind of go in there and you're like, you know what, there's 50 other films here, they're all doing the same thing, we're all here for the same reason, I'm just gonna go for it. I think that helps a lot. Just acknowledging that everyone else is in the same position as you. It's not just you who's nervous. Everyone else is probably nervous and feeling vulnerable.
Right.
It's I think of it as a safe space, go ahead and, show off what you've made. This is your time to shine.
Totally.
That doesn't help with some people, and it still freaks them out. But I think it's good to just to realize that you're not in this alone. There's
Right.
hundreds of other people doing this stuff. And so once you get past that, I think it's a lot easier.
That's great advice. I mean, keeping that perspective is super valuable. And something I've noticed, like you said, if you show up and then you kind of sit down and you take a moment to start worrying, what I've seen work really well is people who kind of jump in to the deep end, where you show up, you see someone, and then you just instantly, ask them about their project. And then I notice people like that are kind of clicked up and are able to pull people into the bigger conversation. I mean, it's tough to do, but it's super worth it if you embrace that all the way.
Oh yeah.
And I know you do a good job of it, even if you are an introvert.
I do my best. Yeah.
I'm curious, now that you've seen it around in a couple different screening scenarios, how does it feel? I've talked to people before who want to go in and make changes, audio, anything like that, or they just say, maybe there's something I want to change, but I'm making a clean break. This is out there and I'm sticking with it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've known people who have, ran their film, and maybe the music sounded weird here, the mix was off there, and they might go up and patch it up later. Personally, like, I edit my stuff. I'm a perfectionist to like a fault. Like, oh my god,
Okay,
it takes me so long to edit. I do all my sound mixing and my whatever, and I'm very meticulous. So I would like to say that once my stuff is out, there shouldn't be any revisions.
totally.
But knowing myself, every time I look back at something, I go, I wish I would have acted that differently, or I wish I would have cut this differently, and whatever. And I think a lot of like filmmakers or just people who are very like perfectionist oriented, you can't get out of that mindset. Like, it's always going to be like that. So I think it's good to finalize the project, have it done, and once you submit it, just have it in your head like, I'm not going to touch this. I'm not going to touch, because the more you like want to touch it, you're going to touch it, you're going to edit it, and who knows, it might mess it up. It might
Right.
it might be just fine as is, and you're the only one that sees the problems with it. But I think it's important to kind of cut off, working
Okay.
at a certain point.
Totally.
You don't want to keep editing the work. It's done, put it out in the world, let people see it. Move on, learn from your mistakes if there are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, to continue to tune it up and tune it up will just make it way too tight, and it just I don't know. Yeah, it's bound to explode, and you're going to ruin the effect. But I remember last time we talked about some of the difficulties you had in the technical sense, which was shooting outside in open sunlight, sun changes, and just kind of shooting in like a wind corridor. But the colors look consistent, the light looks consistent, and there are no weird wind spikes or anything. So the perfectionist level helps because you kind of curbed all those things. And yeah, I haven't noticed anything with the sound or anything that's weird in the theaters. So good job on that. Nothing to suggest in terms of tuning it up. Um, and yeah, so last time we talked, you had just graduated pretty much from UT. Mary Lou's Cat was a student film. And then you had a couple other projects, a few things that you're either going to be acting in, and then a potential feature script. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of these upcoming projects?
Oh man, yeah. So just as far as upcoming stuff that I've worked on, I got to act in a few things over the summer. I acted in like a little slasher kind of comedy drama, whatever. That was fun.
Oh, great.
And recently, within the last month, I had a lead role in like it wasn't like for a class, but it was a student film. It was just
Okay.
kid wanted to build their portfolio and shoot some stuff, and that was fun. It was like me and three other leads, and we all played high schoolers doing acid for the first time. So that was like a whole lot of fun.
I love that.
Yeah, and then just this past weekend, I got off set as like a supporting lead, and that was fun. It was about like a hitman and this assassin and whatever. And I won't tell you what the name of the film is, so no spoilers. But I play the guy who everyone thinks is the killer, and I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
I'm just some random dude. And that was a whole lot of fun. Both those sets felt very professional.
Excellent.
The camera work was phenomenal. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that and using it in reels. And then as of yesterday, I got offered to DP for another student film that we're going to be shooting October 1st. Just a 1 day shoot,
Oh, sweet.
about a 6 page script. Looks a lot of fun. It's like a dark comedy. Super stoked to be getting behind the camera again, because it's been, I think, since Mary Lou's Cat since I've really worked on stuff behind.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward, because I do miss that. So I'm looking forward to like taking the camera and being in charge of shots and then figuring that all
Great.
out. As far as the feature script goes, I've the concept has changed like 6 times. I mean,
Okay.
ridiculous. But I think I have a finalized concept. I've got it down. As far as feature goes, I think we're going to shorten it up to like 30 to 45 minutes. I think it'd
Okay.
be easier to distribute and get to festivals. And an hour and a
Totally.
half just is like, it's
No, totally.
a lot to undertake. So we're gonna clean it up to probably 30, 45 minutes. And I've just started work on the script. Like I said, the concept's there, and I'm just fleshing out the script now. And we'll hopefully be done with that soon and get working on picking out crew, casting, camera equipment. Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, should be a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's great. Well, and yeah, that's very exciting. It seems like you've been keeping that momentum up, which is fantastic.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, probably exhausting too. And I remember you saying last time that you were excited to, for example, get behind the camera. You weren't planning on acting in your feature, featurette now, I guess. But I'm curious. You did do a. Sounds like you did a lot of acting over the summer, and I wonder if you've taken any new insights, behind the camera insights from just being in front of it so much. Is there something that you've learned, maybe developed about how to direct actors, how to set up scenes, anything like that?
Yeah, so for the acid film, it's called
Yeah,
The Bean. Marcelo Cisneros directed it. Phenomenal guy. A lot of buddies worked on it. He was like, I mean, most of it takes place in the kids' bedroom because we're all tripping in the bedroom. And so it was, I mean, we still had like 15 to 20 people on set. I mean, it was a very professional like set. And Marcelo, if he's watching this, oh my God, love your stuff, man. Marcelo is like a phenomenal director. He was like super friendly with us. It was essentially four main actors, me and like these three other guys, and he was just super friendly with us. He got to know us like the weeks leading up to the shoot.
oh, nice.
And so like on set, it just felt like, we're boys. You'd go up, hey Marcellus, you dap him up. How you doing, man? How was your night? Whatever.
Okay, totally.
It didn't feel like a professional. It was a professional setting, but with him, it felt more friendly than like, you got to listen to the director. And he was like just super cool, very like helpful with like in between takes. A lot I took away from it is just like establishing relationships with actors beforehand if you're able to. I think it helps like ease a little nervousness, ease a little stress because like this isn't your director anymore. This is like your pal. This is your buddy.
Right.
When you're acting in front of him and he's you finish a take and he's like, oh, that was fucking awesome, man, like it was sick. It's like feels like more of a pat on the back from a buddy than like your boss telling you did a good job. And I
Right.
think I think that was super helpful with that entire shoot. It was like a 3-day shoot, and like, oh, that just made the time pass so easily, and then just took a lot of stress off my shoulders, and I was able to really get into it. Um, I'd say that was my biggest takeaway, is just like establishing like genuine friendships with the people you work with. That makes everything so much easier once you get on set. Everyone works better, works harder. They want to help you.
Right.
It creates a much better environment, and I thought it was incredible.
Well, that's great insight to have, especially going into your own further directorial endeavors. Um, yeah, it's something that I've heard talked about not enough. I think is that part of the director's responsibility is also directing kind of the vibe on set.
Oh yeah,
Feeling
100%.
feeling the psychic energy, making sure everyone's feeling good about what they're doing. And I mean, I love that, getting to know the actors in the weeks leading up,
Oh
becoming
yeah.
familiar. And I mean, it's great insight that you can be in front of the camera so often, so that you can now kind of internalize what works best for the actors on the other end.
Yeah. I'm super stoked for this upcoming shoot on the first. I can finally kind of put all
Excellent.
those things I learned into play behind the camera. I'm very excited. I think it's a
Totally.
whole lot of fun.
Well, let's revisit Mary Lou's Cat real quick. So we're going to be screening that in San Antonio. You're Texas based, so we're bringing it back home. Um, what are you hoping for out of this upcoming screening?
Well, I'd be lying if I said, the award didn't matter. I would love to pull away with the second one. I think that would be incredible.
Totally.
Of course, if it doesn't happen, I'm not upset about it. I'm just happy to be in the situation. But that would be fun. That'd be really cool. I guess I'm looking forward to meeting more people. This is like the same kind of circuit as like Oregon and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of the same faces and like
Totally.
reconvening with some people. Like I said, shaking some more hands, maybe taking some more numbers down. And I think with this festival, since it is a lot closer to Austin, I'll probably bump shoulders with a lot of people that are actually in the area that I can
Right.
actually work with. Because Portland was great, but a lot of those people are realistically can't really work with them because they're
Totally.
all over the place as well. But looking forward to it being a more local festival for me, so I can actually meet some people that, who knows, I might want to work with on this upcoming featurette of sorts that I got.
Totally.
So I'm super stoked to see that, and I think I have a couple buddies films in here. I could be wrong, but I'm
Oh,
excited to see their work
nice.
if it's in there. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's a great attitude to have, and it's cool that you have a project currently in the works, because it's not just an empty like, oh, we should work together sometime. You can actually kind of start, networking based on this upcoming thing. But yeah, Mary Lou's Cat, it's a great film. It showcases great acting, and I mean, it's just nice, tight little thing. I think we had the cinematic smoke break was our takeaway from
Thank you.
the
Yes.
last one. I remember that, but so yeah, I think it's going to do really well at Texas Short Film Festival, October 14th. Slab Cinema Arthouse. It's been doing well in all the other festivals. So Liam, very nice talking to you again, and I cannot wait to see this featurette.
Thank you, man. It was fun talking to you too. I appreciate the kind words.
Excellent. Take care.